Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for weekday content. Today we have another set of Xfinity races. We're going to be doing Iowa, Watkins Glen, and Mid-Ohio, as well as a recap of the Truck Series in Eldora. Now, Iowa is not one of my strongest track, so I was coming into this race not very confident. You see in my qualifying position, we're a little bit further back than what we've been doing recently. We start P20, which is about, I don't know, 4 or 5 spots worse than what we usually have been qualifying here recently in the Career Mode Series. But we're going to try and make the best of it, and hopefully we can pull off a top 10 out of this. I know that 704 recently just dropped a November patch for the game, which increased the difficulty of the legendary AI. You're not going to see that in my gameplay until we start the playoffs, so a couple more episodes. And let me just say that the legendary AI is much harder now. It's going to be interesting. It's going to have a big impact on the series, as I was not used to it, as we already are having problems in Iowa. We just wrecked the 22, and I hit the wall on the exit of 2, but okay, we got a caution now. That was kind of my fault. I came out of turn 2 and got really loose and got into the back of the 22, and around he went. So hopefully he's not too mad. But we're going to restart P17 behind Jeremy Clements in the 51 as green flag is back out in Iowa. I see all the way up front Daniel Hemrick is your leader. Right off the bat, we went to the bottom trying to force it 3 wide under Clements and Fincham, getting to the inside of John Hunter as well. A decent start into turn 3 under the 42 of John Hunter on the exit of 4. Now he's got a little bit of a run on the exit, but we do run him back down, and he slows up a little bit on the exit of 4 as we approach turn 1. So we get the edge on John Hunter as we force the 3 wide on the 86 that got into his left rear, loosened him up a little bit. Now on the exit of 2, we're going to clear Matt Tift as we attempted to clear Brandon Brown as we hit turn 3. Now under the 3 of Ty Dillon, and I believe that's Ross Chastain possibly on his outside. So we were able to get past all of these guys back here. And now as we came to the last lap of stage 1, you see we run P9 in the final few corners as Ryan Sieg in the Lombard Bros gaming car tries to get the position on me at the line. He's not going to be successful, and we get P9 in stage 1. So that's a half decent finish in stage 1. I'm kind of running a lot better right now than I was expecting. We got some of our rivals up ahead, Christopher Bell. I don't know where Spencer Gallagher is, but I'm not going to complain. Well, we are ready to go green for stage 2. Stage 2 is green, and we are underway once again in Iowa. This time behind the 42, you see he was able to get back past me and drive away. So that was something we got to keep an eye on, trying to make this car turn better, because we could not hold him off once we got kind of spread out. The car was really tight for me. Really good restart though on the inside of Cole Custer, one of our kind of big 3 drivers right now. He only has 1 win, but he's been running really good. The other 2 guys up there, Christopher Bell and Justin Allgaier, are the other 2 really strong cars this season. Oh, we get into the back of Custer in the left rear in turn 1. Kind of loosened me up more than it loosened him. But we are currently running in our goal position. I'm probably going to lose spots here because we are not, I don't think, a 5th place car, but we can hope. And we're going to try and get a top 5 out of this stage. But we got Ryan Sieg in the 39 running me down as we complete the first few laps of the stage 2. Christopher Bell falls in a line behind Cole Custer for P4. Now he slides up a bit. We're going to try to get to his inside on the exit of turn 2. He has the momentum down the straightaway to pull away from me and clear me as we approach turn 3. And there it is. He hit me in turn 3. We get into his left rear on the exit, and we lost quite a few positions now as we come to lap 10 in stage 2. And look who we have behind me. We got Spencer Gallagher, and he hits me. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, Matt tipped out onto it. Oh, Spencer Gallagher didn't. We have a caution. So obviously Spencer Gallagher kind of setting the mood on how this race is going to go down if we're around each other. And these rivals are probably going to destroy my playoffs, to be completely honest. This has not been a good situation when we've been around a rival, so it's going to be interesting playoff time. But we're ready to go green after the wreck with Matt Tifft and Spencer Gallagher. Now Matt Tift's not going to be happy, but we're going to try and force it under Kevin Harvick. We need to gain as many spots as we can since there's 33 to go. That did end the stage. That caution did end the stage. So we got P9. Down the back straightaway, trying to clear myself of Ross Chastain into turn 3. Now we get under Ryan Preece in the 18 car. On the exit of 4, we make a little bit of contact on his door. Trying to side draft him though now down the front straightaway as we approach turn 1. Trying to hold my line. That did not work well. That's going to allow the 4 car to get under me. He hits me in the left side, pushes me up the track a little bit. 3 wide on the exit. The 4 does clear me. Now as we still drive under the 18 and just about got under the 4 car. But now they're going to clear me out of turn 4. We might be able to get to the inside of Preece. We will not. And now I kind of pull a block on the 19 of Brandon Jones in my mirror. Now we go back up the inside of Preece. And once again, I'm sliding up a little bit, but we were able to keep the 19 behind me. And then on the exit of 2, we do have the run, maybe able to clear Preece into turn 3. We do clear him. So we're up to P7 with about 30 laps to go. So this is going to be a hard one to hold on to. 30 laps to go now behind Justin Allgaier, our teammate. Through turns 1 and 2 on the exit of turn 2, Justin Allgaier in the 7 car. Down the back straightaway, holding on to 6 for the moment. As we go into the inside of turn 3, we might be able to gain another position. Out of turn 4, down the straightaway past the line, you see Brandon Jones clearly has a faster car at this point in the race, but we've held him back as long as I can. And we know he's not a happy driver with us, so I don't mind holding him up right now. Jones got by me as we come to a few laps later now with Spencer Gallagher, my rival, hitting me up the track. You see he's clearly run me down. He shoves me up the track into turns 1 and now out of turn 2. He is driving away into turn 3. He's P6, we're P7. We're going to repay him the favor. We give him a big shot to the left rear. I've had enough of his crap. These are the last handful of races. He hangs on to it. We hang on to it. We lose 2 or 3 spots from doing that right there, and I really don't think that's going to be the end of it. I'm not going to be surprised if he runs me back down and we have another altercation before this thing is over. But clearly I did some damage to the front end of the car that we didn't need, but that was kind of a point when he pushed me up out of the way. Considering what he did earlier in the race, that kind of triggered me in a kind of a weird way to say it. But now we come to just over 10 laps to go, all the way back to P11 now, battling side by side with Austin Cindric into turn 1. He clears me for P11, so we're back to P12. The car is just falling off so bad at this point, but I really didn't care at this point in the race. I was really frustrated with the 23 cars. We get a caution with just over 10 laps to go. This is going to maybe give us a chance to get a top 10 if we have a really good restart. Hopefully we don't have to deal with Spencer Gallagher. You see Gallagher's actually ahead of me as we come to this restart. He did get past me. I kind of just left him alone. I didn't want to deal with him. So he got past me. Was still really unhappy with Gallagher, so we sent it into turn 1, 3 wide, get to his bumper again, and try to turn him, but it's not going to be successful again. He keeps it straight, we keep it straight. We kind of cause a whole lot of mayhem now as he's pushing me up the track into the wall just about coming into turn 3. Gallagher clear for the moment now as we will approach 6 laps to go in this race. At the line, I get into the wall out of turn 4. We're down to P15. This is the last quarter of a race. It just has turned into a complete disaster, and we're just trying to hang on at this point. If we can get back to the 23, I don't know what's going to happen. I might have to wreck him again, to be honest. I really do not want to get beat by him right now in this race, considering what happened earlier. Out of turn 4, though, we have found the 51 of Jeremy Clements, passing me for 15th. Trying to get him back, though, as we approach turn 1 with 5 laps to go in this race. We are very close to the 23 now. This could be an opportunity to maybe give him another shove into turn 3. He's probably going to be able to take that inside line. He will, so I can't really do anything to him. He's got quite a bit of damage on the car on the exit of 4 now to the outside of Clements in the 51 again. Trying to get clear of him, but I'm not able to do it. To the back of Ross Chastain, just about on the outside of the 23 of Gallagher now. Oh, we are clear of Clements. We get to the inside of Gallagher. He shuts the door on me. We push up the track a little bit out of turn 4. On the inside of Chastain, we put Chastain in the wall. That's not what I wanted to do. but we still put him in the wall. There's no denying that. Now as we get behind the Lombard Bros car of Ryan Sieg, as Gallagher on the outside of him, trying to drive away from me. Into turn 3 again, coming to 2 laps to go this time by. Can we get past the 23 of Gallagher? Is he going to try to wreck me, or are we going to wreck him? We're going to force it 3 wide just about into turn 1. We do force the 3 wide. We hit the 39 in the left rear. I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't Gallagher on his outside, but we pushed them up the track. Coming to the white flag this time, 3 wide still into turn 3 through turns 4. We're pushing way up this time. It's about to be 4 wide on the exit of 4. Gallagher on the outside, just about in the wall. We just about get turned, but we do clear Gallagher coming into turn 1 as the white flag is out, and Gallagher's going to hit me again. He hits me once, he hits me twice, and shoves me out of the way this time. Now it's game on coming into the last corner. We're going to get him right here as we go into turn 3, into the left rear of Gallagher. Shove him around. We go around the outside and get past him. He's going to fall back to 20-something, and we're going to bring the car home in a terrible finish with P19. But we got him, I don't know how many times in this race, and he got me several times. But that wasn't the end of everything. As we now approach the cool-down lap, you see, we caught up to Spencer Gallagher, and letting him know we were not happy with him at all in this race down the back straightaway, driving into his door. He tries to pull away as we approach turn 3. I'm going to just casually dump him just to make sure we get our point across before this race is over. But that was an absolutely horrific last quarter of a race for us. It went terrible. And Gallagher finished, what, mid-20s or something like that. Cole Custer wins the race, his second win of the season. But that was a very dramatic handful of laps there at the end that thankfully is over with, and hopefully we can get past. I was really, like I said, really frustrated in that race, and it just put me to the point where I just wanted to just destroy the 23 car every chance I had. And Ross Chastain, he's not happy. We're going to apologize to him over that. But now this was, the next race we had is Watkins Glen, so we are going to dive straight into that one. That's a track, hopefully, that we can have a chance to run well at. You see my rivals there, Gallagher, Bell still. So we didn't make any new rivals, which is on the bright side. But Watkins Glen, we qualified pretty decent as usual. P18 to start this race. Our goal position, as usual, is P5 for this incentive. But this isn't a very long race now as we try to go up the inside already of Alex LeBay into turn 1. We are unsuccessful. Our first road course race of the season. So this is going to be a fun one. Hopefully, maybe we can pull off a victory. I doubt it. But the AI are much better at road courses in this game. So we're going to see what happens as we get into the right rear of Ross Chastain and just about wreck the car into the wall. Spencer Boyd all over my back bumper now with Joey Gase on his right side. Into the inner loop. Right behind Ross Chastain. I screwed that one up, but we do hang on to the car and manage to get a decent exit to the inside of Chastain now through the carousel. Now in the exit, P16 ahead of Ross Chastain behind John Hunter. Now we're going to take them 3 wide. Alex LeBay on the far right. We get to the inside of Josh Bilicki as well into the left-hand turn. We clear him out of turn, I don't know what turn number this is, but we're up to P13 as we approach the final turn, and through that one on the exit, we were able to get up to P13 in our first lap, and the rest of the stage, we were just climbing our way up now as we come to the end of stage 1. We've climbed up to P8 as we approach the final corner of the stage. Not sure who the 2 cars are up in front of me, but we're about to find out as we exit the final corner. Brandon Jones is behind me in P9, but we're going to finish stage 1 in the 8th position, so we're going to get 3 points out of it. Not bad. I think we have a pretty fast car, so I'm pretty confident we can maybe finish top 5 in this race. Cole Custer goes from winning in Iowa to winning stage 1 in Watkins Glen, so a pretty good set of races he's got going on right now as we get ready to go green for stage 2 on the right-hand side of Daniel Hemrick. Green flag is out. Cole Custer leads the field as we begin stage 2 as we ride behind Kevin Harvick in the number 98 car. We're going to slow up a little early into turn 1. One thing I noticed in this race, I was slowing up like a lot earlier than the AI were in turn 1, and I felt like I was slowing up at times too late for the corner. and I was just barely making it, and the AI were still gaining a ton of time through turn 1 now, but now we make a little bit of contact with 18 of Ryan Preece, but we do clear him as we approach the back straightaway up to P6 behind Kevin Harviger. Going to go to the right side of him, try to get ourselves into the top 5, into the inner loop again. Clear of Kevin Harvick as we get into the left rear of the 2-car Matt Tifft. We've had a handful of run-ins with him recently, especially last race when Spencer Gallagher wrecked me into him. But out of the carousel, we go way wide, which actually might help me carry some momentum as we give Justin Allgaier, our teammate, a push, trying to get him past the 2-car Matt Tifft, as we cannot get him clear in time as we slow up for the corner, but Allgaier does clear Tifft on the exit of the left-hander as we approach the final turn of the track. Hopefully able to clear Tifft on the exit. We were able to clear him, and now we were just trying to gain as many spots as we could before the stage was over. As we come to the last lap of stage 2, we gained one more position, so we got up to P3, Allgaier P2, and I believe Cole Custer might still be leading as we approach the final corner. Really good corner right there, actually. If we can hit all of our turns like that for the rest of this race, we're going to have a really good finish. But we finished stage 2 in P3 to get 8 points this time around, and Cole Custer did win stage 2, so he has swept both stages. Now let's see if he can finish it out by winning the race, but hopefully we can do that. It's going to be like a 9 or 10 lap dash for the finish here in Watkins Glen. Can we get the first road course victory of the season as we get ready to go green behind the leader of Cole Custer? The green flag is out for the final time, possibly in Watkins Glen. 10 laps remain as we have a chance to get to the inside, but I'm not going to take it yet. Now Cindric forces himself up the right-hand side. Allgaier clear for the lead out of the first turn. Cole Custer falls back to second, and we're going to drive by Custer as well. He had an absolutely horrid restart. Now back to P3. We drove right by him with no problem on the left-hand side. Now up to P2 behind our teammate Justin Allgaier, who already has multiple wins this season. We are trying to get up there and steal a victory from him. As we already have one victory, any more would make a huge difference possibly in the playoffs. We don't have enough playoff points right now to where I'm comfortable, so we need to be on attack mode for the rest of this race, trying to get the lead from Allgaier as we exit the carousel. He puts a little bit of a gap on me down the straightaway as we get ready to approach the left-hander. Through the left-hander now, Allgaier really close to the grass there on the left side. Now into the final corner. We gain a little bit of time so far down the back part of the track. This is really where my strong point was kind of the middle section of the track. Basically, as soon as we get to the inner loop and the rest of the track, I had a pretty strong car as we approach turn 1. Custer sends it almost up the inside, but we go way wide again. We've done that a few times in this race, but Custer, he was all over my back bumper for the first handful of laps in this stage as I was just trying to put a gap between him and myself. Allgaier, you see at this point, he's driving away, but we eventually got ourselves away from Cole Custer. Thankfully, we have about a second and a half, 2 seconds maybe between him and myself, as we now come to just about 5 laps to go at the line this time. You see the gap between myself and Justin Allgaier has stretched out just a little bit more, but we've really started to find our pace at this point in the race as we hit 5 to go in Watkins Glen. This is when we started slowly trying to figure something out, and we started reeling in the 7 car just a little bit. But now we come to 2 laps to go. You see the gap between myself and Cole Custer increased even more, and the gap between myself and Allgaier is closed just a very little bit, not much at all, but it has closed. But we're running out of time quickly. We need to be, in my opinion, within a second by the time we hit the white flag. We have certainly closed the gap quite a bit here, but it's still not enough as we are now 9/10 behind. So we're within that 1 second that I want to be. But when you look at it realistically, that might not be enough. As we go through the inner loop, I really figured something out through the inner loop the last handful of laps, and you see I gained a lot of time this time through the inner loop, trying to get to Allgaier's bumper through the carousel for the second final time. Down the straightaway, the penultimate lap just about over as we come to the white flag. Into the left-hander, trying to run down Allgaier. He gets into the grass a little bit, grass all over the place, doesn't really affect anything in this game. Through the final turn, you see I actually started shifting down to second gear in the final turn. Usually road course racing in NASCAR heat doesn't really work very well with shifting, but I was trying to get down to second just to get a better acceleration as we have approached and passed the line for the white flag. Turn 1, I go way wide, trying to catch the 7 car. We only are going to have one shot to get him, and we're running out of time fast through the S's for one final time. Into the grass, that might have hurt me as we come down the back straightaway. We didn't lose as much time as I thought we would, so we might still have an opportunity through the inner loop to really close the gap between myself and Justin Allgaier as we approach the inner loop for one final time. He goes through the right-hander as we follow him. We get right to his bumper. We make contact on his left rear. Gets me a little bit loose as we approach the carousel for one final time, sending it in pretty deep, trying to get to the back bumper of the 7 as we have a slow car up ahead. He is way off the pace. I don't know what that guy's doing, but he might actually get in the way here. We might not have enough time, but that's our only hope right now. Allgaier has put a gap on us as we approach the left-hander. One final time coming into the final corner on the exit. We go a little bit wide as we try to get a really good entry. We're close to the 7, but not close enough on the exit. The slow car is in the way. Allgaier is not going to pass him as we have a chance to get to the win. On the right side, Allgaier is going to win the race. He barely got me by a foot. Garrett Smithley, no, that's Joe Nemechek in the 15. He did not move, and Allgaier just decided to ride behind him and just about blew the win away. That was interesting. I cannot believe that Allgaier didn't just go to the right of him. We did not have that win, and we just about stole it from him, but unfortunately, we did not steal it, and that's another 5 playoff points to Justin Allgaier. And I think that's win number 3 or 4 now. Yes, win number 3. He has 21 playoff points. So good for Allgaier, our teammate, getting more wins. Great for him. But we're going to try and get a win, hopefully, in Mid-Ohio.
Great, clean racing out there. I've talked to a lot of drivers, and they enjoy racing against you. Keep it up.
Well, I love to hear that drivers like me, as Daniel Hemrick has a message.
You raced really clean the last few races. Nice job. I'm impressed.
Well, thank you, Daniel. So apparently we raced everyone pretty good in Watkins Glen, so that's good to hear. Now I decided to actually race Eldora. You're going to see a recap here in a moment. So this was our last truck race we competed in this season. So we only did two truck races this season, which isn't a lot, of course, but I was just, like I said, a part-time driver in the truck series. So we decided, you know what, let's end our truck season driving in Eldora. We finished second there last season, as you have the points on your screen, seeing the playoff picture. But yeah, we finished second in Eldora last season. This time around, it was a pretty similar situation, actually, unfortunately. As you see, we came to the green flag from P9 starting position, as right off the bat I sent it to the inside, trying to get past everybody. But through the whole race, we just worked our way up through the field. As you see, Cody Coughlin started on the pole. Now as we came to the last lap in this race, in second place, right behind Brett Moffitt, the leader, we were not able to catch him. So at a turn 4, Brett Moffitt was able to win. And for the second season in a row, we were able to bring the truck home in P2 in front of our teammate, Johnny Sauter, which now brings us to Mid-Ohio as we're ready for the last race of this episode. Green flag is out from P14 starting position. This is one of the better qualifying efforts I've had this season, right behind Daniel Hemrick in the number 21 for P12. You see, everybody just fell into a single file line as we came into turn 1, which was really odd to see. That kind of worked out for them because obviously we lost the position on the exit of turn 1 as we go into turn 2. Hemrick, oh my goodness, we are going rallycross here in Mid-Ohio. Now we've come back on the track ahead of the 51 now down the straightaway. A big run on the 3. We're going to get into the top 10 with no problem. I did not plan on going in the grass, but the 21 just really checked up and then came over into me. So that was unfortunate, but that was kind of unavoidable contact at that moment. Mid-Ohio is a track I'm certainly not very used to. This is the only game I've ever raced at this track in. I don't even know another game that has this racetrack, as we make a little bit of contact with our teammate of Michael Annette and Cole Custer in the 00. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We're in the sand. Oh gosh. Get back on track. We did not lose too many positions, but I see Spencer Gallagher behind me. We haven't dealt with him since Iowa, and now we might have to deal with him right here if he gets close to me. I'm trying to get out of here. Get out of my way, boys. I'm not getting wrecked today.
Clear all around. Left side.
To the right side of Ty Dillon. Clear of him.
Clear
Through
all
the
around.
final corner behind Kaz Growler. We were P13 now as we come to the last lap, though. In stage
Right
1, we
side.
get hit on the right rear by the 18 of Ryan Priest. But you see I was able to work my way into the top 10. We're up to P9 as we approach the final few corners as Priest is just sending it up my right side, doing everything he can to pass me. Really sideways into the second final corner. Into the last turn. Now we're going to come out of the exit of the last turn and get P9 in stage 1.
Top 10 that stage. That's
So we
worth
get
a
2
few
points in this stage to start off. Mid-Ohio. Now we're going to see the results here in a moment. We got, let's see, Justin Allgaier winning the stage. So another playoff point to him, which is just beautiful. But now we are ready to go green
Going green this time.
for the second time. To start
Ready?
stage 2 in Mid-Ohio. We are green once again behind Daniel Hemrick as we try to get to his left side. Going into turn 1 on our teammate of Michael Annette.
Still there.
And we just got hit from behind by Ryan Priest. And now he's going to force the 3 wide. Our teammate Michael Annette backed out, made a wise decision not to try and stay on the right side of Priest. On the exit of turn 1 as we clear Priest into turn 2. And this is going to be a similar situation to the last time. We just plow into the back of the 19. Goodness me, they really check up going into turn 2. Maybe I just overshot. I really don't know. But we try to get to the inside, or the right side of Brandon Jones. We clear him down the straightaway, maybe even clear Colt Custer. By the time we get to the next turn, we do. As we approach the next corner behind Ryan Reed. Custer all over my back bumper. We do get slowed down just in time.
Right side.
Right behind Ryan Truex, who's trying to pass the 16 car Ryan Reed. As we're going to force the 3 wide up the middle. This is a bad idea. I'm going to back out of that. Ryan Reed gets past the 11 of Truex. And now we need to try and get past Truex ourselves because he's not the fastest right now on track. But we were not able to get past him in this set of corners as we came through the little right bend into the left-hander. Coming to the end of the lap. We go way wide and that puts another gap between myself and Truex. Into the final few corners though. This is a chance to get to his right side. And we do clear the 11 of Ryan Truex, which put me into P4 at the end of the first lap in stage 2 as we came to the last lap now. In stage 2 we gained another position and got up to P3 as we approached the last turn in stage 2 out of the last corner. We're going to finish P3 in stage 2 to get another 8 points in this race. Justin Allgaier is your stage winner again, so he's gotten 2 playoff points so far today in this race in Mid-Ohio. Austin Cindric gets your last stage position, and now we're going to have like an 8 or 9 lap dash for the end of this race, I believe. Alright, last time we were behind Justin Allgaier at a road course, we almost won. Green flag is back out. 9 laps to go in Mid-Ohio for the last stage of this race as we try to get to the inside of Tift. Going into turn 1, we are successful at doing that. Got on the curb though, that's going to get me loose, and that's going to allow Tift to clear me down the straightaway on the exit of turn 1. Into the right-handers, turn 2, I've screwed up every time just about so far. We do it again, we get into the back of the 2 of Matt Tift, get him loose. Now on the exit of the corner, we try to clear Paris as he was able to get to my inside. We do clear him down the straightaway. Trying to get to Matt Tift now, see if we can get past him. We need to pass him as fast as we can. It's going to be hard to do that though, I think. I think Allgaier and Matt Tift have really good cars right now, as that does not help. Now Ryan Priest clears me as we really screwed up that corner. Loose on the exit of that turn. Now we go up the inside of Priest, trying to gain our position back. He clears me for the moment, and we are not able to get him at this time. Now Ryan Reed to my back bumper. This track is really challenging. One of the more challenging road courses that I think NASCAR races on as we come in towards the final few corners now, trying to run down Priest, maybe getting at least 3rd in this race. I noticed that the frames are quite a ways off in Mid-Ohio. I don't know what was up with that, but yeah, there was certainly a slight frame drop for me at Mid-Ohio. As we completed our first lap of the stage, we got up to P3, actually ahead of Matt Tift. He did lose some spots. So now we are up to P3 with the white flag in the air in this race behind Ryan Priest. So really nothing's changed other than Matt Tift losing a bunch of spots. Justin Allgaier, our teammate, He obviously cycled through to the lead. You see him all the way up there already in turn 2. He has just got to make it to the end of this race without screwing up. As we get to the back of Ryan Preece through turn 2. On the exit, we just screwed up, but we do keep it straight down the straightaway now. Hopefully, we can run him down. Coming into the right-hander, maybe we can brake a little bit later here and gain a little bit of time. Yeah, that's not really going to work. Through the left-hander, trying to run Preece down. Can we do it? The car certainly handled really good this race, but we're not able to catch Preece. I was hoping that the way the car drove, I thought we were going to have a winning car, to be honest. But Justin Allgaier has a massive lead as we come into the final few corners of the last lap in Mid-Ohio. Preece has put a bigger gap on himself and I, or between himself and I. So now Allgaier comes into the penultimate corner as we follow through to do the same thing. Justin Allgaier exits the last corner. He will win the second time in a row, second road course in a row in Mid-Ohio, and we will finish P3 behind second place of Ryan Preece. Certainly a decent set of races we had in the road courses so far. We still got, one more road course to go, and that is Road America. And I believe we have Bristol first. So next episode, I believe we will have Bristol, Road America, and then Darlington. So hopefully we can pull off a victory in one of those. As you see, we still have 1 win, 7 playoff points. We need to get more playoff points because we're not comfortable right now going into the playoffs. And I really want to have a good gap because I know in the final round of 8 that we're going to have trouble at maybe Phoenix, especially with this AI change, with the new legendary AI. Once we hit playoff time, will be interesting. You'll find out all about that. But we do have a video message from Hemrick.
You've been unstoppable. Keep up that momentum.
Yeah, okay. And we have Brandon Jones. You know what? We're going to provoke him. Yep. I'm not happy with him, and he did not like that. We will apologize to Ryan Preece. We'll apologize to Matt Tift. And Dylan Lupton, we will compliment Dylan Lupton. But that will do it for this episode, everyone. If you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe, comment, like. Those would all be very appreciated. I will leave this episode. We did not compete, obviously, in the truck race, but I will end this episode for you guys to see the point standings. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a great day.